Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And tonight we have another attempt at a smokescreen from the Montecito morons. And for what? So people do not talk about the African Parks scandal. And you know that Harry's name is still tied to that scandal with epoxy glue. So this picture that you're seeing, maybe you think it's artificial, but it is not. We are gonna be talking about why did they release this picture and where did it come from, which is quite disturbing, by the way. But first, I want to say that I did not understand how an account as Jamaica Live got the exclusive to share a video that nobody had seen anywhere else. And you know that I have been following Harry and Meghan for like 2 or 3 years now, but I haven't seen this video yet. But Jamaica Live, Harry and Meghan continues to do amazing work. The arch, what? Uh, Arsewell, what is this? Arsewell Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Sausages, in their acceptance speech for RFK Human Rights Rebel of Hope. This was in October of 2022. My roguies guess is that they might be not planning to go to the actual Ripple of Hope award. You know that award that they were given for fighting systemic racism in the royal family, and they accepted that award. And 1 year later, in the Spears interviews, Harry said that they never said that the royal family was racist, and Meghan never said those words. That she never said that the royal family was racist, but they still accepted that award, like live, like in their hands. So this video seems to be an attempt to do something in case they did not go. Maybe if they didn't find someone to lend them a private jet. They made this video back then, and don't ask me how or why an account as Jamaica Live with all those typos released that video today. It's obviously a smoke screen, so people doesn't talk about African parks and people doesn't talk about the fact that Jamaica is like tied to them and a bit of miracle, we could say. But in this video, I'm not going to play the sound of the video. It's too much of a torture for you. But the first thing that you are going to see, the first thing that you're going to notice is that they are quite, I don't know. At first I thought these were Madame Tussauds wax figures that were like now Disney animatronics, like robots or something with so much technology. You can imagine that at some point this could be a reality. And well, I genuinely thought that these were Harry and Meghan robots because they look so, how to say that, plastic. They usually look plastic, I know, especially Meghan, but this is like another level of plasticness, if such a word actually exists. Especially the fact that Meghan has like a halo behind her head, like to look like a saint, perhaps, because she was also saying that Archwell was going to start some kind of initiative for equality, and I don't know, all that other stuff. We don't care about Archwell because this is like 40 by 40 empty promises that never really materialize on anything. But the big question is, why didn't they release this earlier? And why didn't they release this through their official channels at their Archwell website? I don't know. And 2 years ago would have been the right time to do this. And well, Harry has his signature gray suit for the occasion, and he looks disheveled as usual. So that's how we know it's him. But that's the thing. It's so many people saying that, are you sure this is not AI? And I just said, well, if by AI you mean arrogant imposters, then yes, it's AI, not artificial intelligence, but arrogant imposters. This is the real deal, of course, with a nice touch of Photoshop enhancing the image, not from me, of course, from the guy who took the picture, who is has an Instagram account and he shared it not long ago. But yes, this is just to distract everyone from the fact that they are, how to say that, up to the neck, right? In this scandal, and they have to do something or anything to have good PR. And WME, Meghan's PR agency, must be desperate trying to divert attention from all that scandal at African parks. But now that we are talking about artificial intelligence, there's something that has to be said about Harry and Meghan's entrepreneur spirit. You know that Apple released the Vision Pro today, right? There's a VR, AR headset that you can have this enhanced reality experience, this virtual reality experience. And Apple is trying to go mainstream with this, right? But it so happens that Harry and Meghan have released an app that goes with that Vision Pro. Yes, an app that will allow you to do a complete tour of the Montecito house and even look at Lily and Archie. You can watch them in your VR headset for the very very small price of $3,000. That is per child, of course. You can see either Archie or Lily. If you want to see both children, it has to be twice, $6,000. And of course, you can only see the back of their heads, like they are going to be looking away from the screen. Just that's the fine print. I took the time to read the fine print. Duke and Duchess of Sausages signed exclusive deal with Apple to develop this app for the Vision Pro, and Doria will be included at a later update. You know how many of the Sausage Squad want to see Doria in that virtual reality environment. An Archwell representative said that all proceeds will be used to fight systemic racism. And you know, of course, that these news are fake. These are totally made up. But I cannot help but think, with all those efforts that Harry and Meghan have done to make sure that people forget about their shenanigans and they come forward and there's a fight against everything that is wrong in the world and women empowerment, of course. This is something that they would do. This is something that they will absolutely do, guaranteed. And thanks to Kitty O'Fay on X, Twitter, Sorry had to share this famous Hollywood actress, none other than Rachel herself. Her full film time in 7 seasons was this. And this is from George the Giant Slayer, another channel on YouTube, by the way. 108 episodes. We're talking about Suits. 7 seasons. 138 minutes total. That is 1.5 minutes per episode. Okay, I thought that just to put this in perspective, to put Rachel Zane's numbers in real perspective, if the entire Suits series was a 2-hour movie, then Meghan would have appeared a mere 3 minutes and a half. That is the equivalent of a microwave meal. And it's not that microwave meals cannot be delicious, of course, with that all that monosodium glutamate. But let's say that her achievement in Suits is overstated to delusional levels. So that's something that we should get the record straight. And of course, thanks to George the Giant Slayer for those numbers. I cannot imagine like staying through the 7 seasons with some kind of a timer in hand and trying to clock in the actual runtime of Meghan on screen. That is, we salute you for your service, sir. But my Royal Rogues, I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember to download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and bliss.